Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life with Big Ed. I'm going to react to it. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. Let's watch.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good, good.
I'm Big Ed. I have a party of two.
Yes.
The biggest lesson I learned from Rose is that it makes things a whole lot easier when the person that you're in love with is not 7,000 miles away.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up for that. I mean, I guess that's one of the nice things about watching this show as opposed to the other iterations of 90 Day Fiancé, that these people dating will presumably live in the same town or at least close to it. One of the frustrations that I often have with these situations is how can you know really if you're a good match in such short amounts of time when you're physically together? You know, they'll be dating for 2 years, but they will have only seen each other for like a total of 3 months in person. And then they enter the 90 days, and a few days in, they realize that they're not exactly compatible, but they've sort of committed to each other. And it seems like a tragedy. And so we won't experience that on this show. So I won't have to deal with that frustration. I wonder what other kinds of frustrations I won't have to deal with, or new ones.
Today, I'm meeting Sapphire. She's actually from Israel. She's very beautiful. She has the whitest teeth in the whole world. Hey, I like the view.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have you ever heard that? I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
Anyway, so great.
So I guess this is another issue that we didn't have to see before, is the awkward first date things that someone will say, and Big Ed is delivering quite well in that way. Maybe she likes it. Maybe this will go really smoothly, but let's prepare for some cringes.
This is like perfect weather. Like,
I would prefer it a little bit colder, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
you should have wore a short and t-shirts. I'm kidding.
So tell me,
Yeah.
why are we here?
Sapphire is a dating coach.
Oh, I thought they were on a date. Wait, so if he hired her and he was flirting with her? No, uncool. You don't flirt with someone that you hire. That's literally harassment.
What is it that we are looking to solve?
I know that she's been in business for quite a while, so I'm looking for some objectivity from a woman that does this for a living. I think I need professional help because I've done it wrong for 28 years.
Yeah, everyone on the show, I think, needs professional help from therapists like myself. Not to say that there's something wrong. I think everyone needs therapy. I mean, maybe it's just I'm biased, but hopefully he goes to therapy as well. I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay.
So,
Relationship, for me, it's almost like a math equation. So as long as you know the equation and you know how to plug different variables, then it's becomes so easy. So I'm very excited to see what we can achieve with Ed.
All right, so she's using the metaphor of an equation and different variables that you have to tweak to get the right outcome. And it's interesting. And she is going to show us her approach with him regarding how to help someone find the one. I'm skeptical because I actually, clients will come to me for other reasons, but sometimes this gets added on to, maybe in the course of therapy, they will become single, and sometimes we'll talk about this sort of thing. Actually, I've talked with a lot of clients about this sort of thing. Partially, I guess, because people are, I think, under the impression that they should be able to go on these apps and be able to have success right away, and hardly anyone ever does. And I think people feel ashamed, and there's a lot of rejection and a lot of hurt and a lot of maybe guilt of pushing people away, a lot of discouragement that they might not talk about with their friends, but they might talk about with their therapist. So yeah, I have some experience talking with people, and my experience is it's a crapshoot. I mean, it is hard. It's hard to find the one, particularly on dating apps, I think. I mean, dating apps can help for sure, but the dating coach seems to be quite confident. Maybe she has a secret formula that we'll see.
Okay, so you are in that stage in your life.
Yes.
You're looking for the one.
I am at a point in my life where I don't want to die alone, and I want to be able to, take care of somebody and treat her well and spoil her.
Yikes. So, I mean, it's on the surface, it sounds nice, right? Like he wants to spoil someone, take care of them. But that isn't, I don't know. What do I think about that? I think that with him and Rose, if he has that mindset of, I want to find someone to take care of and I want to spoil them, then is that starting off on the right foot? Is that really starting off from a place that will actually get his needs met, which probably, usually, not always, is facilitated by a mutual relationship where you're both spoiling each other and you're both taking care of each other. But the way he's describing it, he has this template of what we saw with Rose, where and maybe that's what he ran into with, I remember I kept trying to figure out what was going on with him during the middle of the season when they were having all those fights. And he had this point of view that I think was, I am doing this thing for you, and thus you have to be, he was totally under this assumption that, well, I'm going to give you a green card and I've been giving you money. I'm going to save your life. I'm going to get you to the United States and your son. And therefore, you're just going to put up with whatever I do, right? And whatever I say. Even if I, pull the rug out from underneath you and say, I don't want to have kids anymore, this is going to work, right? Because I am taking care of you and I am spoiling you, and thus you have to now put up with stuff. And I wonder if he has that template. I wonder if he feels he has to do that in order to get someone to love him. I wonder if he doesn't believe, if it's truly mutual, that someone will love him. I wonder if he feels like in order to get someone to love him, he has to be giving them things, material goods, these kinds of things. I don't know.
But I still didn't hear you saying that you are looking for someone that will take care of you as well, like someone that will appreciate you as well. Love is not, I'm looking to give you so you will give me. But love is also, I appreciate myself. So by appreciating myself, I know I'm...
So excellent. And it looks like Ed is starting to cry. I'm curious as to what's that about. Maybe it's touching on something in him that will help him out. Let's see.
capable of giving love, and I also deserve that.
Yeah, but
I don't really know
I don't think I
how to
deserve.
do.
Sorry, just got emotional. I don't
That's okay.
think I deserve it.
All right, this show is turning out to be quite interesting. I thought it was just going to be a lot of Ed going on awkward first dates that I would be cringing at and not really reacting to, because what am I going to say? But he just confirmed my hypothesis that I had, many moons ago when I was watching before, which is that he has tremendous low self-esteem, that he feels he can't get love in the normal ways. He can't approach someone as who he is and expect mutual giving. He has to feel like, I'll take care of you. You don't have to take, I'll give you money. I'll give you a green card. You won't have to do anything. And then, I'll be very utilitarian in your life. And then you can love me in that way. And maybe he even had that experience in the past. I don't know. And he has a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of rejection in his past. Maybe that's another reason why he kind of comes across like he's super confident all the time, when in reality, underneath it all, he's extremely unconfident. And that was my hypothesis. I know a lot of people actually didn't like him. From the comments on my videos, people really did not like him. And I think he did a lot of things that was worthy of not liking, his behavior, and maybe even parts of his character. But that doesn't mean that he's a monster, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't have sympathetic parts of him. So I'm glad that they're getting into this.
But my instinct's telling me, I'm feeling that Eddie doesn't feel like he deserves to be loved. That's the biggest mistake. First thing he needs to do is refocus on himself. What is it that I'm looking for and what I deserve to have in my life?
It's great. I also think she should refer him to a therapist and say, you need to talk with a therapist about whatever kind of relational traumas that you went through, and recover from those, talk about those, get to know them, so that, heal from them, so that you don't have the underlying voices that are telling you that you don't deserve it. So maybe she'll do that.
It's all coming back to, if I want to build love, I have to love myself first. I will teach you how to do that. As long as you can understand my accent.
Yeah. Oh, you have a great accent.
Interesting. So she is going to teach him how to love himself. This is a phrase that people often ask me about. They'll say, is it true that you have to love yourself before you can love other people? Well, it's kind of a catch-22. And the notion is actually based in a falsehood in Western society. Maybe it's around the world, I don't know, but it's definitely in the United States, which is that your self-esteem comes from within. That in order to have good self-esteem, you have to just generate it from within. But that is actually not how self-esteem works. Self-esteem is built by other people treating us well. When other people treat us well and we get the impression that we are worth something, then we feel like we are worth something. And vice versa, if we have a lifetime of people telling us we're not worth something, bullying, parenting, society telling us that the color of our skin or our sexuality makes us worthless, then we will believe we are worthless. We can do a lot to push back on that, but it's really, really hard. We are not individuals. We are parts of society. We are parts of our family. We are parts of our social circle, and we are not individual psychologies. Our psychology is dispersed, if you will, throughout different humans and messages. So it's important that you get a lot of correct, if you do have low self-esteem, it's really, really hard to, in fact, I would say impossible, to just turn that around by yourself. You have to seek out corrective experiences, secure relationships, people who actually do genuinely like you for who you are. And over time, through those experiences that you learn, you're like, oh, I guess I am worth something.
I truly believe that whenever you will love yourself and you feel as you deserve that, you will have less and less fear. Because when you will truly love yourself, it will be easier for you to just ask her on a date. Learn to appreciate yourself. That's enough to keep your heart safe.
Right. So that's the advice that a lot of people will give, which is not good advice. Look, pal, you have low self-esteem. You feel like you don't deserve it. Stop it. It's the equivalent of a therapist grabbing a client by the shoulders and saying, stop doing that. You can't do that. We have the way we feel about ourselves is based on our experiences. We can't just switch that around by convincing ourselves that we aren't that, right? So we have to experience it. We learn through experience, and you have to have a lot of experiences that tell you that you are worth something, by having secure relationships, by having people say that we are good enough. And just telling someone, you need to believe in yourself, you need to have confidence. It's not bad advice, but it definitely isn't going to fix the problem. I mean, if every client that came into my office and had a lifetime of issues and experiences and subsequent low self-esteem and low self-worth, if I just told them, look, you just have to convince yourself that you do have worth. All right, that'd be, that's my fee. Now get out of my office. I mean, we all understand that therapy takes a lot longer than that, and that building one's self-esteem it takes years.
This advice is worth gold. She woke me up. I'll definitely be in touch.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Take care. I can't be afraid to take risks, and I'm ready to ask this girl out. I hope she says yes.
Okay, interesting. So, as often is the case on this show, when they go to a professional who actually can be helpful, they walk away with a message that was not necessarily what the message that they should have walked away with. He walked away, she was like, you need to love yourself. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that you are worth it. It's not bad advice. It falls short of, I think you should talk with a therapist, but not bad advice. And he walks away going like, yes, that's right. I need to ask out this woman at this restaurant. Okay, fine. If you want to ask her out, that's great. But the issue is you have a lot of relational traumas that need to be worked out so that when you do start to date, those issues don't crop up.
If you don't love yourself, you cannot
Yeah.
love the other person.
I need to make some adjustments. And I told her about Liz.
The girl from the restaurant.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's, I think she's 29.
All right, well, that does it for that episode of Psychology in Seattle. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.